So today is Thursday. It is currently 8:39 a.m. I've been awake for 3 hours and all I've been doing is cleaning, tidying up, and just doing regular Thursday things. I know we all have like those days that we grab and we just like run errands, we clean, we do all the things. Those days for me are Thursdays. However, I am currently getting ready because I need to go out and run some errands. I need to go grocery shopping, need to go to the deli. I'm also going out for lunch with my mom at like 2 p.m. And then we're also going to go browse like homeware. There are several things around the kitchen that I want to change around. Primarily like my dish set. I feel like I chose a really like aesthetic and pretty dishware set when I moved, but the material is bamboo and so I can't microwave it, I can't put it on the dishwasher. It's all like cracked and like slashed at the bottom of the plates. Want to get a more durable, prettier set. I also need to do some Patreon things and I just thought I'd bring you guys today with me. So we need to pick out what to wear. I'm wearing like a different pant than I usually do today and I actually quite like it. I definitely want to wear these, but I just don't know like what to do at the top, you know? I did get, maybe we can unbox this together and see like if it fits the vibe. I did get a package from Bibliostyles Co., which is one of my favorite bookish merch stores. They just have some really great like custom sweatshirts and hoodies. Got the culprit right here. Look at that! Oh my god, the lavender one is so nice. What's the vibe with these pants? I feel like this is too monochromatic. This could like liven it up. Please hold, let me put on the hoodie. So gorgeous she is. Is it a vibe or is it atrocious? The question of the day. Anyways, let us decide after I get ready. Nothing too excessive, but definitely just like a little bit of something, you know, to like spice things up. Makeup is officially behind me, but before we start getting ready, let me show you guys a few things that I've gotten in the mail and some things that I got. I actually went to the movies with my brother yesterday to watch John Wick 4, one of my favorite franchises ever. And before that, I stopped at the bookstore and they actually had books. I have them right here. I'm pretty sure I actually went in on like a good day. I'm convinced. Not only were they like unloading merchandise and like putting things all over the shelves, but it was actually like properly organized. They finally had an English section again. Did capture a little bit of b-roll because again, I was not planning on doing like a come book shopping with me because I'd never find anything and that's just the truth. So the very first thing I ended up buying, this is the thing I hate about most like Latin American bookshops. Plastic is a big thing, but I ended up getting Persepolis because I have seen a lot of people talk about this one and whenever I've asked for graphic novel recs, I always get this one recommended to me. From the flap, this says that it is a wise, funny, and heartbreaking memoir of growing up in Iran during the Islamic Revolution. And I don't think I've ever seen a memoir in graphic novel form. So I'm sure this will be super interesting and I bet very hard-hitting, which is why I would assume it's so beloved. So I can't wait to read this one. So I did get this. And then I also got a book in Spanish because first of all, the cover was gorgeous and I've never heard of this before, nor have I seen it at the bookstore. But this is Perséfone a través del espejo by Sandra Andres. Black butterflies. They fly over the city and they delicately pose over the branches of trees where they sneak into houses without people realizing. Casey, a young and promising aspiring author, is the only one who can see them. The only thing she's got as a refuge is a book that follows her everywhere and one that tells the old Greek myth of Persephone. So I can't wait to see what this one's about. It's quite long too. And then the other two books I got. First, we have got To Paradise by Hanya Yanagihara. And the reason why I got this one, it's because it's paperback. I don't know if the paperback is like out in the US yet. It probably is, but I was just like enamored by the idea of this floppy goodness. And the only thing I know about this one, based on what I've heard from other people, is that there are 3 different timelines. One in the 1800s, one in the 1900s, and then the last one is set 2090s, like pushing onto 2100. And I don't know how all of those 3 are interconnected or how she's going to like weave the story together. All I know is that we've got 3 3 different timelines. And last but not least, of course, I got a literary fiction. I ended up getting All Adults Here. I've talked about it on the podcast a lot, which by the way, we have a podcast if you don't know. It's called Talk and Talk. You can find it on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Plug aside, I have been talking a lot in the podcast about all of these different like realizations I'm having as I continue to navigate my 20s and as I obviously like live by myself, and there's a bunch of, I think, discovery, personal growth and work that happens, I think, naturally as part of that big change of pace. And so I very much in love with the idea of finding books like these that talk about growing up and adulthood and what exactly that means to different people. And so I saw this and I knew I needed to get it. I also got this package and I genuinely have no idea what this is. Do I order things and forget that I've ordered them? Yes. Could this be one of those? Yes. So let us find out together, unless I can't show you, but I can't imagine that I've ordered something I can't show you. I did order this. You know those TikToks when it's like, I pledge my allegiance to the flag? Yes, bitch, I do. Amo a mi rey chileno, gracias. Love my Chilean king. So of course I had to get a Pedro Pascal t-shirt. So very, very nice. And then last but not least, I've talked about not loving the Daisy Jones TV show. Listen, it is what it is. It's not going to be for everyone. I am not everyone. I'm not like other girls, you know? And so I haven't been loving the show. Did I buy the vinyl anyway? Because I had it pre-ordered. Yes. I've got the Aurora vinyl. Very, very excited about this. Let us open this together. Don't know if I'm going to finish the show, to be honest. I really wanted to like rage and be obnoxious and just, you know, I mean, I'm obnoxious anyway, but like, you know, like doing all of the things and going feral over it. But that is sadly not my reality. That is not my truth. And so I just have to embrace it. I don't know if I'm going to finish the show, but what I am going to do is listen to all of the songs. Oh my God, Sam Claflin. Yes, sir. Oh wait, it's a whole poster. I thought it was just him. I would have been fine with that too. It makes sense that it's Riley and Sam. Oh, I love the sleeve. The sleeve is so cute. And then the back of the vinyl also looks like this. Look at that color of vinyl. That is literally incredible. And now to get ready. Ready. Let me zoom out and switch the light. That was intense, but I'm ready. I just need to put on my glasses. I have too many questions and none of them are being answered. Where did I put my glasses? Glasses are on and she's looking stunning. I was not planning on doing eyeliner, but then Ms. Rihanna Fenty did her thing. Do we do hair down, hair up? Is this more of the vibe and the speed? I just need to tuck in these little hairs. Look at her, hi. The only thing I need to do is grab my bag and we're gone. So let's go grocery shopping. We're also gonna go to Starbucks and fetch a coffee and a croissant because it's just the vibe of the day. I just need to say, the Starbucks baristas today literally made my day. They were so funny. I ended up ordering the TikTok drink and a croissant. Just literally give me the drink and they're like, extra caramel to lighten up your day. I was like, y'all are on it. I don't know how many shots of espresso they've had today. It was everything. It literally made my entire day. Oh my God, that was everything. Okay, Patreon post has gone up to announce this weekend's readathon. I'm doing a Patreon exclusive readathon this weekend, and we have like a bunch of different events from like live shows for sprints all the way to like movie nights and like TBR reveals. So I literally got home after grocery shopping and I just did all of that. So everything's scheduled, everything's good to go. Also put all of the groceries away and organized the fridge. And now my mom is coming to get me to go out to lunch. So let's go to lunch with Mama Mel.
Hola. Hello.
Skincare routine. What do you use? Cuidado de la piel.
I use Vichy for the circle eyes,
For the under eyes?
under eyes, and all the face.
Mineral 89.
Yes.
There you go. For everybody wondering about the gorgeous skin that Mama Mel has. I am sweating a little bit. However, I was successful. I actually found all the things I wanted to find. I am so excited because I initially had gone in with like an idea of what I wanted to get, and I primarily was thinking of like a black dishware set. I was like pretty maybe convinced that that's what I wanted, but then after seeing this other set, I was like, no, this just looks like what I want, where it's like classic, but it's got a little bit of something, and I definitely wanted to buy dishes that would be durable. I am not going to throw away my other set. I'm still going to keep it. I am likely though to use it a little less often than this new one because I'm so excited. We have got not one, but 2 bags, and it's so heavy. I have no idea what is in which box. However, we're just going to find out together. The set I ended up getting was something super neutral. I really loved the idea of like the speckling. I don't know if you would be able to see it, but the plates do have a little bit of speckles all throughout, and the rim itself is just a little bit darker. And then I also got the small plates because it's never too much to have. You never know when you're going to need them, and once I actually find them, the big ones. And then last but not least, I think these are my favorite things I got today, and they are glasses and mugs. And these ones I definitely want to like gradually build because I do have like other mugs and stuff that I can still use. Like I'm not in a rush. How cute are these glasses? And I love that they're also heat resistant. So if I ever want to have like a hot coffee, I probably wouldn't, just because I'd probably burn my fingies, but this is gorgeous. The mugs though were my favorite thing. How stunning are these? Again, heat resistant, had to double check, but I love these, and I love the tortoise handle. I love it so much. I literally was obsessed, but these honestly for mugs were a little bit pricier. So I was like, let me just take 2. Okay, so since I've been out and about all day, I do want to sit down and read. I just don't know what to pick up. I'm like, do I want some fantasy? I should probably prop you up somewhere. Okay, yes, I am unsure about what I want. I'm like, do I want fantasy? Do I want another genre? Like I don't know what the vibe is. I still haven't finished Tomorrow Times 3, so I might just pick this up. I am on page 68. Maybe I should up and start Queen of Myth and Monsters because I've been told that it's actually really good. I'm scared about the execution again, but I've heard it's quite nice. I'm just going to ask you guys on Instagram. I think when in doubt, that's the way to go. I'm going to wait like a solid 10-ish minutes, and depending on what happens, we'll see then. Tomorrow ended up winning, so let's sit down and let's get some reading done. I read 40 pages of Tomorrow Times 3, and I'm going to cap the vlog here after I give you an update because I do have to go on and edit this video, and I don't want it to get too late before I start editing because it's already 8:06 p.m. Picking this book back up and just picking up right where I left off and getting to page 102 reminded me of why this book is not only so good, but why so many people have loved it. I think it is probably one of the most accessible books I have ever read in the way that the writing and the story itself is structured, but it also is one of those incredibly nuanced books, and I think that combination of really intricate, nuanced conversations with that accessibility is just, I think, what anybody can hope for. And the way this book talks about the intersectionalities of race, with a lot of our characters being biracial and mixed in some way, and how that is perceived societally, and how particularly one quote stood out to me because that's kind of what we always talk about when it comes to race and being mixed, is that to be two halves of two different things is to belong nowhere at all. And I think that's part of the very isolating experience for a lot of people. Communities will shun you because you're not wholly one thing and you're not wholly another thing. It is really, really fascinating, I think, in the way that the book is talking about all of those things, with particularly Sam's character, who is half Jewish and also half Korean, and what his life sort of looks like so episodically depending on where he lives, and how his entire existence is sort of contextualized depending on where he has lived. He has felt more Jewish in certain places, more Korean in certain places, but it's interesting how people sort of categorize him to be one thing and then another thing or something that he is not, just based on appearance, which is not wholly what somebody is. We talk a lot about how people present, and that's not necessarily matching up with gender, that is not necessarily matching up with race or ethnicity. And so it's very awesome to see the book talk about all of those things, and also talk about art as a form of something to be consumed, and how there is sometimes no purity to art, and it sort of questions all of these ideals about originality and what exactly that means, what exactly it means to be creative. If you use parts of other things that inspire you, does that make you more or less creative or original when it comes to including characters and references from other cultures? Does that mean that it's appropriation, or is that an incorporation of what the world looks like as a whole? And so I think that the way that it sort of questions a lot of these conversations that we see online, but also the way that it fleshes them out, is like so well thought out, because, you know, and not everything is black and white. It's not as simple as it seems. There are a lot of details and different sides to it that you can look at. And I think because the book kind of navigates all of those nuances, is that it's so interesting to read beyond the nostalgia of the book talking about gaming and how it's a form of escapism, in the same way that, you know, you and I will read a book and it's escapism for us. For a lot of people, that comes in the form of video games, and those are the first stories that a lot of people have experienced, and it allows them to not necessarily be present in whatever they're going through in daily life. But not only that, but it also allows them to be in the shoes and minds of characters that don't necessarily look or have grown up in the same way they do or have. And so I just love the whole encapsulation of the book. It's just so beautiful, and I love that it ultimately is this platonic moment for both of these characters too. I think obviously we see so many romances in books, but when it comes to this book, it is this sort of platonic romance between these two very close friends who have been either together or apart at different instances of their lives. But it, you know, love can come in so many different ways, and each person will have their own different meaning and what they're seeking from it, or what they are giving other people with it. And I think it's just so good, and it's so refreshing to read something that can potentially read as something that's romantic, but it's completely platonic. So yes, there's that, friends. I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. I have so much fun filming these day in the life videos that are not necessarily like reading focused, but like reading does happen at some point of the day. I think it's growing sort of increasingly important to me, both as a consumer of videos and creators and as a person who also puts out content into the world. I think it's becoming almost increasingly more important for me to see others fit reading into their day and not necessarily be consumed by the reading. I think although experiments and projects can be super fun and, you know, they're eye-catching for a reason and they're interesting for a reason, I think I have been so mentally consumed by that I just love the more laid back, this is how reading manifests into your life kind of thing. And I love kind of seeing people's like different facets throughout the day. And so that's why I think I love making these, because not only do I get to show you what like real reading looks like sometimes during the day for me, but also like share other little parts of my life. And I think for me, like I struggle so much with weekly vlogging because I never really know like when to pick up a camera or like when to update, what is too much, what is too little. And I think having like this concentrated like single day vlog is so easy for me to get done because it feels a whole lot more intentional, I guess. And so there's that. I'm probably going to keep trying with weekly vlogs because I love vlogging, but I always kind of struggle with what to do or not to do. And so there's that. I feel like these are good for me and like my mental health in like a really weird, strange way, because mental health has not been doing really well lately, which is why I feel I've been so constantly like uploading 2 videos, then only 1 video, then like no video, then 1 video, then 2 videos. And I'm never gone for like more than a week and a half, but I feel like I've started to come to my own in a way and just embrace the fact that there will be weeks where I just need that mental break because personal stuff is just getting so in the way of me doing other things, and I just need to focus on like me and like taking that downtime and just making sure that I'm not overwhelming myself with things to edit, things to put up, and all of these different things that can get quite, you know, cumulative when it comes to YouTube or Patreon or even a podcast. And so I've been struggling with that a little bit because I'm like, oh my god, the people will be disappointed, but at the same time, like I wouldn't want to burn myself out because I literally operated in a state of burnout for the entirety of 2022. And whether or not that was perceptible in my videos, it was just such not a fun time. And I don't want to go through that again. So there's that. And I know like all of these videos, like particularly the day in the life vlogs, like seem so, you know, like so upbeat and like there's so many things to do. But like there are literally days where I'm a couch potato and I don't want to do anything. And there are days where I'm like, I don't like the way that my face looks today. There are days where I don't feel good in my body. There are days where an eating disorder can be incapacitating. There are days where I just don't feel up too much, and like those, you know, that's also reality. And so I feel that's also why I struggle a lot with weekly vlogging, because I'm like so afraid to show like those more vulnerable sides of me in social media, and like those moments where I'm really, really struggling. I really don't want to cry, but I think it's like so hard to not paint like that picture perfect moment, which is why I'm like trying so much to show like the slow reading side of things, because I feel everything on YouTube, at least that I've seen, is like so not that, and I know that that's not my personal lifestyle. And so, you know, here's for a 2023 just full of laid back chill things. I feel like that's my motto for this year, just taking everything slow. So there's that. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you guys, and I love that you're here. Let a girl know down in the comments, how are you doing? Just, you know, as a general checkup, how's everyone doing? And yeah, hope that you guys enjoyed this. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Comment down below what you're currently reading. Any just recent things you want to share, let a girl know all of those in the chat. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. I also have a podcast. It is on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. It's called Talk and Talk. Mostly not books, but there will also be books at some point of the podcast. If you want something more existential, I guess that's the one. And all of my socials are also linked down below. Love you guys so much, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.